Good morning, goeiemorgen. The Capetonians are aware, and I see a few of you have joined me already. David, Shanae, I hope that I pronounced that right. Good morning, hello. Guys, we are just waiting for Vanita to join us on camera. My name is Viljoen, all the way from Welcome Bay in Tauranga, that's on the North Island. And we have a cloudless day this morning, lovely cloudless day this morning. I can probably take you out at the end of the video just to show you how it looks outside this morning. But it's cold outside. It's about 4 degrees. But it will heat up to about 17, 18 this morning. So not a bad start for a morning if you think where we are going to end. But yep, really a lovely morning out there. I was just stepped out now, but crisp out there. It feels like the Free State on a good winter morning. But this is only temporary, then it heats up again. Ah, Shanae says I pronounced the name perfectly. I sometimes struggle with the ladies' names. So, right, guys, Vanita will probably join us very soon. Let me see if I can get her on camera. If she's already here, I could have missed her. But let's see. Where's Vanita? There's Vanita's name. Okay, we've invited Vanita to join us. Let's see if she's on camera yet. There's been a lot of changes. And when it's coming in, it's very near. In 4 days' time, there's a lot of changes going to happen. So if your stuff isn't in now, it's probably too late to be in yet. And Vanita is probably the best person to speak about all the new changes coming up on immigration, New Zealand changes. So I see, and we're just waiting for her to appear on camera. So I will rather let her talk to you all about everything else. Good morning, Vanita.
Morning, Jan. How are you doing?
Find yourself. You just put the volume a bit higher. How's Auckland this morning?
Yeah, good. Pretty good. I think it was a little bit chilly last night. We had like 4 seasons in one day, to be honest, because it was rain, the sun was shining, it was stormy, it was everything. So yeah.
That's right. Yeah. No, it's quite interesting the different temperatures you reach in one day. My whole setup there would have stand still this morning, because I'm trying to proudly proclaim the flag here. You see,
I can see that.
I heard somewhere the Springboks lost a bit, but let's not go into that this morning. So at least they won Namibia. Eh? That's a big thing.
That's true. That is true.
Vanita, I think most of the morning must be taken up by you, or most of the half an hour must be taken up by you. So I think start off with where we left off last time, and let's take it from there.
Okay, so I think what we'll probably do is just do a recap of what changes are happening next week on the 7th of October. So nothing major, to be honest. The only changes are the accreditation. The salary remuneration is going to be 79,560. So for argument's sake, let's just say it's 80,000. That's the only big change that's happening. So those people that are sort of getting job offers with accredited employers that are below that salary need to actually put the application in this week before the 7th of October. That's really what they really need to do for now. Other than that, Jan, I think people are just panicking. They're panicking for no reason, and they're actually feeding their employers the wrong information, and that's what I've noticed. It's almost like they sort of saying, they sort of say, sorry, is that static coming from me?
Let me change a few things here. No, I don't hear any static actually from you
okay.
at all.
Okay, I just hear that. Okay, so what's happening is because migrants or like people on work visas saying, oh, you have to offer me 80,000 now. It's actually putting the backs up of employers saying that they're not going to be offering them 80,000, so they'd rather just go into the market and look for New Zealanders or residents to fill those roles. So I think that's where there's a bit of misconception from the people on work visas at the moment.
Just on that point, what happens if I get an offer below, let's say for 50,000? Do I still apply after the 7th, or am I not allowed to apply?
So that's why I'm saying on the 7th, the only major change is for accredited employers offering people 80,000 on the work to residence visa. That's the only change that's really happening. So what I'm saying is you should still apply. However, you need to actually make sure that with the changes coming through next year and in 2021, you need to make sure that you are going to be eligible for residence in the next maybe 8 to 12 months. But 12 months is really pushing it. So 8 months is probably the mark where you should have your residence application in with immigration.
All right. So
So,
I'm an electrician. I get a job offer for $50,000. I
yeah.
do apply. I get a normal work visa.
Okay, so I think
Okay.
electricians is the wrong example, Jan, because
Give
there
me
are.
give me a different job.
I'll tell you why. Electricians are on the long-term skills shortage list. Okay,
Okay.
so provided they meet all the requirements, they can actually apply for a work to residence long-term skills shortage list visa. So provided they meet all the requirements of that. So that's probably the wrong profession.
Okay. What about the bookkeeper? They're not
Okay,
on a shortage
so
skill list, am I right?
that's right. A bookkeeper is a skill level 4, so it's not seen as one of the skill levels 1, 2, or 3 on the AND
Yeah.
scale. Let's just take an example. Say, for instance, you're a fitter, welder sort of profession, a trade
Plumber.
profession. Okay, plumber, for instance.
Okay.
You coming in. The most important thing is right now, if you want to apply for residence or your work visa first and then your residence, is you must meet the remuneration of $25, which is currently set at. So if you're earning less than $25 an hour, then that is going to be a problem when you want to apply for residence, which is in probably about 8 months or less than 8 months, now for
That's
now.
right. Yeah.
So that's what you probably need to look at. The $25 an hour is probably going to increase in November of this year to whatever the median would be. And right now, I think it was in June or July, it was at 25.50, and that's from Statistics New Zealand. So you can expect to
Okay.
have a 25.50 or 2% of the 25.50 increase being announced around November for the hourly
It's not a
median
major one.
wage. Look, you can't apply for residence on less than $25 right now.
That's right.
So don't even, you can't even move forward with that. So that's what people need to know. And I think that's where you actually really need to work with an advisor or somebody who knows exactly what they're doing because of the
I
changes.
just a question here. The plumbers is included into this. I
Yes,
think I
when
just
you're
missed
saying
that one. Into the $25 an hour.
yes, exactly.
Mm.
Anybody of of an occupation is included in that.
Okay. Okay.
Um, so there's some videos that immigration has changed their website on Monday. So if you probably look on the Immigration New Zealand website, it's changed. They've got employers, they've got migrants, and they've got one for immigration advisors or sections for that. There's actually some really good videos. In fact, I will post the link for one of the videos for the employers. That video really explains the visa categories and the pathways that people have to residence. And I think it's quite important because a lot of people have this misconception of what the pathway is. They use
Yeah.
a lot of terms interchangeably, which is not the correct terms as well. And I think that pathway will explain how you go to residence. So I'll
All
share
right.
that once we're done on this link
Thank
or
you.
this video. So, so just recapping, as I said, the only change is the accredited employer. So so let's just move on from there. So apparently there's a skill finder list, okay, where employers go in and actually put the jobs that they need for foreign workers to come in and fill. And I just need to find exactly how a foreign worker actually puts their skills on that list, so they're actually able to be notified there's a job, or they can apply if an employer is looking at their skills and their and their work experience. So I think that's a really, really good way for people to actually go in and be able to put their skills, and employers actually looking through that database. And this is worldwide, so anybody goes into that database and actually puts their details in there. So
Okay, so it's
again,
not only South Africans that can access that.
so
We got to
anybody around,
remember that.
yeah, so anybody around the world can actually access it. So what I need to do is I need to find the links and actually put that onto this chat or this live that we have,
Yeah.
so people can actually go in and put their skills in there. So looking at what's going on now from our last
Can I
conversation,
just
okay?
can I just drop down
Sorry.
to a question that was asked regarding the talent visa? A
Yes.
question here from Nicola asking, are you saying you must be able to apply for residency within the next 8 months? It's not a must.
No, no, I'm
Mm,
not saying that, okay?
yeah.
The talent accredited employer work visa gives you two options, okay? Either if you meet the point system on the skilled migrant
Mm,
category, you can apply for residence, or you
okay.
can wait 24 months. If you get the visa now or in the next 6 to 8 months, say you're earning 80,000, you meet that criteria, you still have 24 months to apply for residence. That's not been scrapped at all. So everything is
Okay.
business. Yeah, let's just say it's business as usual until they
Mm,
scrap the 6 visa categories. That's
okay.
when things will change. Okay.
Mm,
So, right. So, looking at what's going to change, they're going to remove ANSCO because they said ANSCO is very outdated with the way it's been assessed. So what they're going to do is differentiate jobs according to remuneration. So this is where the remuneration threshold comes in. So you're talking about the highly paid jobs and the low paid jobs. So one of the things is right now $25 an hour is set at the median, and that's based on a 40-hour week, which is 52,000 per annum. Okay, so
okay.
you need to be earning that currently to be able to apply for residence. Lower jobs are going to be below the $25 an hour. So we're not going to have the low, medium, or high anymore. We're going to have the high and then the low. So if you're going to be
Okay.
earning anything lower than $25 an hour, you're going to be seen as a low skilled worker. You're going to be getting a 1 year work visa as well. And you can only do
Mm,
that for 3 years. But those are the changes that will come around next year, 2021.
okay. And that 1 year visa will never lead to residency ever.
Well, if they increase their remuneration, then they could change their visa to a high skilled visa, and then it could lead to residency. So I think you need
Okay.
to be able to go in with your eyes open here and make sure you are planning correctly,
Okay.
right?
So basically, anybody with that's earning $25 or more will be on the high skilled list and can, in the long run, then apply for residency. Is that the crux of the
Yes,
matter?
yes, that's
Okay.
what they're saying right now. Or they should be
Mm,
able to get a 3 year temporary work visa, because
all
just
right.
remember, six visas are going to be scrapped, and there's only going to be one visa called a temporary work visa. That's it.
That's okay.
Yeah. Okay. So for now, I would say, like anybody, as I said, anybody below $25 can't apply for residence anyway. So when you get in a job offer, you should be making sure you are getting paid over $25 and over to be able to apply for residence. Um, the next change or changes that will be happening is the labor market test. They're actually changing that. So what they want to do is strengthen that. So people on highly paid jobs, and this will be in 2020, 2021, they're
Mm,
actually not going to be required to advertise for roles. Whereas anybody in the lower paid median will actually need a labor market test, but you'll find that labor market test changing. So, Jan,
okay.
you know
That's good
how you
news.
Yes, it is good news for the higher paid people, so they don't need to prove that there is a shortage and so on. They can actually apply for jobs without having that labor market test. But they're going to define that a little bit more. So, Young, when you say, oh, look at Facebook jobs, the ads on Facebook and
Mm,
so on, that's actually not taken as a labor market test. Facebook is not a labor
I
market
know,
test.
I know, I know. I'm
Yeah,
always hoping that these people are advertising on Seek and that stuff as well,
that's
because
right.
it's up to
Yeah,
the employer to prove where they were advertising, not to
correct.
the
Yeah.
person looking for the job. So,
That's right, yeah. So that's what's going to be changing. So the labor market test you'll find is going to be changing quite a bit. Are there any other questions so
um,
far?
no, no.
Okay.
You actually summed up a lot of our fears in one easy, understandable thing. Below $25,000, you're going to get a 1 year visa
20,
up to 3
yeah,
months. Above
yeah,
25, you can eventually apply for residence again. So,
yeah. So right now, that just remember that hasn't changed, okay? But the criteria at the moment is set that you cannot be earning less than $25 an hour to apply for residence, okay? So
That's right.
if you're relying on your partner for their points in their job and so on, then you actually need to make sure that both of you are earning $25 and over, okay?
That's right. If
Yeah.
there's anybody out listening this morning who's got questions for Vanita, please feel free to pop them on here, and we can ask her. She's not. I think she's not going to be that busy this morning, so.
That's all right. But you know what? The questions will come through probably afterwards, and I'll go back and I'll comment on those.
Here's the question: if you come over on a temporary work visa, will you still be able to apply for residency using the point system? That's from Nelia.
So right now, yes, if you have that. But the thing is, though, when it changes, then we'll be able to tell you more. Right now, we can't tell you exactly how that's going to change and what that looks like because we don't know.
Can I read you the next question?
Yep, sure.
Natasha asks, now with the new changes, can someone let us know which places will be allowed for us to seek jobs on, such as Seek and indeed if LinkedIn? Seek will always be the go-to place for the employers to prove. I don't know about LinkedIn. There's a lot of jobs going around on LinkedIn and on Facebook, but I think they're both not regarded by immigration.
That's right. And I would think that LinkedIn is probably more for the higher skilled sort of people. So you'll probably find later on LinkedIn, because you'll get rid of the labor market test, you'll find that those highly skilled jobs will be advertised only on LinkedIn and nowhere else. You know, that's probably where you find changes. But as I said, you won't need to prove that labor market test to immigration later on those high skilled jobs. Yeah. Okay.
I just want to answer a question from Andre here. Andre asks, is plumbers always going to be on the short skilled list? There's no real given who's going to be on the short skilled list. Stuff can change overnight, basically.
That's right. And plumbers is actually a skilled job, so it's not on a short skilled list. And this is where I say people use the words incorrectly. It's a skilled job, but it's not on the shortage list as such.
All right.
Yeah.
Quite a valid question coming up. From Marit said, does both partners need to work? The answer is no there. But Calvin asking, will the point system change?
I would say so. That's my opinion, because if they scrap in 6 visa categories, pretty much you'll find the point system will completely change. But how that will change, we don't know.
That's right.
Yeah.
Another question, if you currently hold a talent visa, will those conditions stand in 20? Yeah, those conditions, whatever you have today, will keep on
stays
going.
Yes, correct. Yeah, because what will happen is that will see you through to residence, and that will carry on. But it's all the new people that need to meet the criteria on the 7th of October, which is the 80,000, and then from there the changes will happen, but we will know as they happen. So right now, as I said, it's business as usual. Okay.
All right. Here's a nice one from Lilani van der Merwe asking, if you have an essential skill visa earning 25 or more, how long before you can apply for residency?
Once you're eligible, so you need to meet the 160 points. So that's why. Yes, exactly. Yeah. So those people that are coming in now really need to make sure that they are meeting those points, or they have a plan in place to meet those points in the next 6 months and apply for residence. Because if you don't have a plan, you are going to be stuck when the changes come through.
I just want to put it out there. The people who are already in New Zealand, who are already on work visas or skilled visas or essential skilled visas, or whatever visa you are on, nothing is going to change for you going forward.
No. Let's just.
Wrong there?
Okay.
Okay.
That's okay. So work to residence will remain as is. So if you're on a work to residence visa, no problem at all. On essential skills, my feeling is that you should not be waiting for residence, because you need to meet the criteria of 160 points. That is possibly going to change, okay? How that will change, we don't know. So you should be making plans to apply for residence sooner rather than later. So don't get complacent.
If points, let's say to 180, the guys that are already on a visa now, before the 7th, will be affected.
Yeah. No. Okay. Don't worry about the 7th. No, that's okay. The 7th is just small changes, okay? Small changes, okay? Next year and in 2021 is where we're going to expect big changes. So the thing is, if you're on essential skills work visa waiting to apply for residence, don't get complacent. Make sure you have a plan in place, meeting the 160 points, and try and apply as soon as possible. Okay, that's what I'm saying to you. Yeah. So Jan, I think you're confusing a lot of things like with the other people. So I think, yeah, but it's okay.
I hear all these questions every day.
That's the
People
thing.
ask me, I just keep on saying, speak to Vanita. I'm not an immigration advisor. I'm a financial advisor.
I I
I sell
know,
life insurance.
and I think people are panicking. But the thing is, the people
Yeah,
that are on the essential skills need to be very, very aware that this category is going to change, and that how
yeah.
that will change, we don't know. So whatever we know now is how it is. So make those plans to get residence.
You
Okay.
know, and sadly, a lot of the immigration advisors out there is also sending out a bit of a skewed picture to the world. I've heard a lot of strange things out there. And I thought, geez, it's not like this. But I mean, so
Yeah, I mean, look, I haven't seen any other advisors talk about anything or see what what they're saying, so I can't comment, to be
I will show
honest.
you.
Yeah.
I will show you.
Okay,
Listen,
no
there was a
problem.
question, and it's actually quite a valid question, but it's not really to do with this morning's chat, but it's also to do with immigration. But they ask, I just can't get the visa type that they were on. But if a person, let's say, is on a visa, on a work to residence visa, but the main applicant dies, what happens to the wife and child or children that stays behind in New Zealand?
Yeah, that is a very, very tricky question because the thing is, you obviously came in on the main applicant.
Yeah.
Um, Look, at the end of the day, it comes down to your family ties in New Zealand versus your home country. It comes down to how long you've been here, the skills, and so on. So it may or may not fall under humanitarian appeal, but it completely changes the scope of everything and what you
Yeah.
come for. Yeah. Okay.
It has happened the other day with somebody here. There's still no result at the end. I'm still waiting for that. And I think you know about
Yeah.
when. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
the thing is though, to be honest, it's a very, very difficult
mm,
thing to prove on the humanitarian side, because if you're only here for a short period of time, you haven't got those ties the way you do in your home country. So those are the things that all come into effect. So it's a tough one and it's a sad one. Yeah, I can't
okay.
really comment
Okay, let's
much. Yeah.
step off the somber
Okay,
stuff. Leave that to
that's
me.
okay.
So
That's all right.
all right.
So,
Question from Herman Meyer coming in. If you got 160 points, do you still need to earn minimum wage per hour? That's a yes. Am I right?
you have to be earning $25 an hour the way it is currently before you apply for residence. So if you're not, then you can't apply at all. So just
Yeah.
be aware that, yeah, of that.
Mm.
They introduced the remuneration for a reason, to limit, I suppose, the people coming in and applying for residence and so on. Okay.
And the other ways, I
Uh,
mean, $25 an hour is you're just living off that. I mean,
exactly. Yeah. You're
and
looking
they
at
don't want people to
52,000.
struggle this time. So,
Exactly, exactly. You're
mm,
looking at $52,000. That's what it really
yeah.
equates to over a 40-hour week. So it's not a lot of money, if you think about it.
You see, the problem is in
Um,
South Africa, you convert it by 10, so it's 520,000 Rand. And that may
yeah,
sound like
but
a lot of money, but
it's
it's
still,
special here.
yeah,
Oh,
that's
yep.
right. Yes, yes. So with the work to residents, like with the accredited employer stuff that we're talking about, that's changed. The 80,000 is at 150% of the median wage. Okay, so that's where the 80,000 really comes in. Okay,
Mm,
and what they've done is actually the reason why they've introduced the 80,000 is to actually limit the low skilled workers a pathway to residence, because that's what's been happening. Because employers have found a loophole of actually saying, okay, we'll get accreditation and you can come in on the 55,000. So that's why they've
mm.
increased it to 80,000. Okay.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what they've done.
All right.
So one of the positives is the changes that will come through is that, right now, if you are a low skilled worker, you can't support your family's visas and bring them in. You can't bring your wife in, you can't bring your kids in. So the good change is that you'd be able to bring your partner in. The thing is, they would be given a visitor visa. They can get a work visa in their own right. And the positive is that you can actually bring your children in and they will be able to attend school, primary and secondary school. So that's the positive that's changing, I think. So that's really good for like dairy farm workers and so on that don't meet the threshold.
And the problem
So
is, if anything goes wrong with them, like medically, so they have to pay out of their pocket.
that's right, yeah. And that's the thing, you see,
One
that's the
drawback.
thing. The medical side they won't be actually covered with, but they would be able to attend school and they would be able to support their partners here. The only
That's right.
thing is, though, they would need to meet a threshold to be able to support the family. So they haven't set that threshold as yet. They will announce that threshold for the low-skilled workers to be able to do that. Okay?
All right. There was a question. I'm going to change the question. Have you ever seen anybody get residency under 160 points?
No. When they made the changes, no.
No.
Previously, when it was 140, they used to drop the points and look in the pool. So you used to go into a pool for 6 months, okay? So then they
That's
drop
right.
the points and you go to 135, 130. But after the changes have been, the points have been changed to 160, the pool has never been dropped at all.
And if you get an increase from work, do you need to change your visa? No, it's not
No.
needed, huh?
No,
Okay.
it's only if if you get a promotion and so on, that's when you need to really look at what needs to change on that.
So that you
Yeah,
different profession put on there. I've got a
correct.
question for
Yeah.
Henk. Can the essential skills visa be extended indefinitely when it has expired?
No, because when an essential skills work visa is going to expire, you need to apply for a new visa, and you need to meet the criteria of that new visa, which would mean sometimes re-advertising the role and so on. There's no such thing as an indefinite work visa or temporary
That's
work
right.
visa.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're wrapping up here. Any last
Okay.
big words of wisdom from you?
Um, Not really. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to share some links, okay, so people can understand the pathways to residence. This is for employees, though, but they can understand that it's only a 2-minute video. And then I am going to look at the skill finder list where you can actually go in and put your profession in there and say that this is, your skills and so on. So employers go in and actually look for those people, to go to that market. So I
Okay.
think that's a really good place to actually do that for
All
people
right.
looking for jobs. Yeah.
I think let's take a last question here. Which visa would a teacher with a job offer apply for? That comes from Nadia.
It all depends on what. So pretty much it all depends on what the employer is. Their status. Most schools are not accredited anyway. It all depends on the remuneration and so on. It's most likely an essential skills work visa. But the thing is, don't quote me on that because I have not assessed anything, and this is in general
Okay,
terms. Okay, I think a
that's
lot of
right.
people take general terms and actually apply it to their situation, and that's not the case because they fail badly on that. So I haven't assessed your situation, Nadia.
All right. Anything else, Vanita?
No, that's it. That's it, Jan. What I'll do is I'll keep you posted, updated, and post on your page as well when changes happen
And
and
if
a
anything
summary
else,
of
I
those
mean,
changes.
we book another half an hour with you if you have got the time
Yeah,
for us.
that's no problem. This daylight savings is killing me though because I'm shattered. I swear to you.
It is.
Because
It is.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No
Vanita, once
worries.
again, thank you very much from our side. It's always
Yeah,
lovely to have you on the program.
yeah.
Um, Guys and girls, Vanita didn't pay this morning to be on here. It's her own time that she gives. She's an immigration advisor down in Auckland, probably one of the best, more than, 20 years experience, something like that. I know it's like forever. And if there's
I'll,
ever any questions, I mean, feel free to email Vanita. Vanita, will you drop us your details again on the page?
I will do that, and I'll post some links so people can sort of get a bit more informed as to the changes and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do understand that people sometimes send you WhatsApps and texts and emails
I
and
know. I get messages, and I've got like a whole long list on Messenger as well. I get messages from everywhere, so it's difficult
fully
to sometimes
understand
get
that.
on. Yes, to
Yeah,
get onto that, but I will try and do that. Okay.
yeah. The whole thing is about us answering questions and getting stuff feedback to you. The morning they said that they are going to change the stuff. Me as a financial advisor, I got 150 questions within 24 hours. I mean, I don't even want to know what your book looked like, and none of these were insurance related. So all was, can I come to New Zealand? So
Yeah, I know.
yeah,
I think the most important thing right now is for people actually looking to immigrate is to really know your pathway and to really know what you can do, how quickly you can do it to make your stay permanent. That's the most important thing that you should be working toward.
that's right.
Yeah,
Vanita, thanks. I'm quickly going to
no
greet the
problem.
people, but I want to show them outside what it looks like. If you look out of my window, and I know a lot of people think it's fake. It's not really fake. So that's Mount Manganui there at the back. That is the lake. It's low tide now, laagwater to the guys fishing. So high tide will be the next one. So, guys, that is a short view of Tauranga. And as always, this time of the morning, it's time for me to say love you and leave you. Stay safe in South Africa, and the New Zealanders, you guys got to go and work. So thanks, Vanita, once again.
See you. Thank you so much, Ian.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.